Y'all can hear me?
Yep, I can hear you.
Cool. All right. Give me a give me a couple of minutes. And then y'all can see the screen and everything, right?
Yes, sir.
All right. Yeah.
Wait, what is it?
Hmm.
The stock charts? Oh, it is. Yeah.
Yeah. Hmm. Yeah. So I'm gonna do a couple of different things with this. So what I'm gonna do now, this is, like we talked about yesterday, this is obviously a pay. Um, the part of it that I'm gonna show you guys is a paid platform, but like honestly, man, even if you're doing long-term investing or trading, it pays for itself because I think it's like $20. It's like $20 a month. But the cool part about it is like the cool part about it is you can do a little bit of everything. You can do your charting and stuff in here, and you get a lot of screeners. Now, granted, there's a the screeners part you can still get from TradingView too, but this one it
Hmm.
already has it like packaged up and everything. Or if you got another site that you use, what I'm gonna show you is really the same thing, and I mean it's really really easy.
Bar
And
charts. I remember DP. He suggested bar charts. I do use bar charts sometimes.
yeah, yeah, it's all the same. Same thing, and I think that one's free, right?
Yep.
Yeah, yeah. So I, you know, like I think when it comes down to it, a lot of this stuff is all personal preference. But like I think as long as you kind of understand the idea behind what it is that you're doing, that's really what makes it different. So I personally I don't mind paying the few dollars for it just to excuse me, just to kind of, get the information I need. But like I want to be able to, I want to be able to make sure that everybody can see it or see how easy this part is and then compare it to the chart. And that way you know how to make entries and stuff like that. So
Hmm.
um for me, what I found the best way to use this is like at the beginning of the week, right? So if you like let's use for example, right? We traded Hood and we traded Coca-Cola, right? So let's
Yep.
say we got into both of those on Monday, and we saw this show up on the screener on Sunday night. You should already kind of have an idea of how long you need that position to be in order for you to maximize that trade. So like with Coca-Cola, right? I can almost guarantee you next week it's going to really really run. It's going to run beyond 63 just because the crossover was just getting ready to start. So it kind of gives you an idea of how long to stay in trade. So what I do is get started on this, right? So for everybody that's not familiar, this is called stock charts. And stock charts is basically what it is. It's charts for stocks. And you can basically put in any stock, you can put in any ETF, anything like that, and it'll give you charts on that. But for today, we're not going to do the actual charting part. We're going to actually do what's called a screener. And what a screener is it screener is just usually a batch of different programs or different types of setups for trading. So you use this in conjunction with charting, right? So it helps you kind of find different setups that you need in order to be able to execute trades. So where a lot of folks will charge a whole bunch of money for this information, I like giving it away for free. And I want everybody to understand the reason why. It's like, all right, I got a 9 to 5, I got different streams of income that's coming in, and I'm cool with that. It takes care of my family. We don't have to worry about being on the street or anything like that. So anything outside of that is to me is extra. So anything that I can pass along to anybody else to kind of help them take their thing to the next level, I'm all about that. And
Man.
and real talk, if you decide that you want to go and do your thing and have classes and charge dues, man, hey, be my guest. You know what I mean? I just I feel like there's certain things that's kind of given to you, and I consider, even if you're on here for the first time, I consider y'all family too. So like I'll pass that along to y'all. Ain't no big deal. So that's what I'm doing here. So we got stock charts, right? And you can see here, I had to set up an account. So I got my government in there. And this is it's just a certain type of membership that you got. So I had to go on, put my card information in. The first month is free. So I'll decide, in a couple of weeks whether I want to keep it or not, or just kind of find a free version. And then what that does is that gives you the ability to go in and set up a dashboard. So on here, you'll see charts and tools, and this is where you can kind of go in and obviously get your research tools and charts and things like that. Um, Different news articles, but where we want to focus on is your dashboard. So I'm gonna go ahead and click on that, and within here, um, this is going to have different types of dashboards, different types of scans, things like that, right? So what we're going to do is we're going to go down here to, where is it? I think it's schedule scans, and that might not be it. But let me go back. All right. Okay, my bad. All right. So yeah, so you go to scheduled scans, and then you have one that's called predefined scans. So predefined scans, what that is these are scans that are already set up and built for you. So you click on that, and on here, this has a bunch of different technical indicators. So when we start talking about like different stuff like oversold and overbought and bullish crossovers and bearish crossovers and different things like that, you find all those within here. And really, to be honest, this is a big cheat sheet. So when we find different stocks that we end up trading, I would say in the past 2 months, I would say a majority of them came off of here. So um, and you can and you'll recognize a whole bunch of the names when you start, kind of digging in this, right? So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go to one of these, and then I'm gonna show you on the chart how to actually utilize it. So, all right. So this week, just from trading, would y'all say that we were bullish or bearish?
Bullish?
Okay. All right.
Well,
And I would tend to agree with that. I think you had one day in the week, I think early in the week, where we were down, but the overall trend itself was still bullish, right? So how does that help you going forward? It helps you because you understand the overall trend. And I'm not talking like on your 15-minute time frame or 5-minute time frame. I'm talking about the overall trend of the stock or SPY or QQQ or whatever. Everything's in an overall uptrend. So understanding that, what type of stocks you should be looking for. So you don't want to counter trend that type of price action by going in and finding bearish plays, because you're going to get washed out, right? So you want to go in and you want to find bullish type plays that kind of go along with that. And usually the trades that you find, you want to make sure that they're outpacing the S&P 500 for that period of time. So otherwise you might as well just trade spot. So what we're going to do is we're going to find, since we're in an uptrend, we're going to find uh, bullish trends. And the one that we're going to actually use is going to be called bullish MACD crossovers. And for those of you guys that are unfamiliar, MACD is moving average, convergence, and divergence. And all that is stating that, okay, you have a stock that is at the end of a downtrend, but getting ready to go to reverse into an uptrend. And the crossovers is just letting you know that, okay, this is going from being at a sell point to crossing over into a buy point. So conversely, if it was bearish, it would be the opposite. So it would be something that's currently in an uptrend that's getting ready to cross down into a downtrend. So again, in this example, we're going to do bullish. So I'm going to click on this. And what this does is it brings up all the different stocks that are getting ready to have a bullish crossover. And in this case, we got 675, right? So obviously, one of the factors in a strong uptrend is what? Price action for one. And then what do you think is another important factor in that?
Momentum.
Okay, so what's another name for momentum?
Volume.
Volume. Yep. So what you want to do is you want to take the same information, right? This is in alphabetical order right now. All the symbols are in alphabetical order. So what you want to do is go over to the volume and you want to sort it by volume. And what that's going to do is that's going to put the highest volume or highest momentum stocks at the top. And if you go down here, what do you see first? Marathon, right? What are they connected to?
Bitcoin.
Bitcoin. What the heck did Bitcoin do yesterday?
Go crazy.
Ran.
Okay. 3 down. What do you have?
Spy.
Spy.
Okay. What SPY do yesterday?
Finally turned around.
Yeah, it ran, right? A few down. What do you have?
Verizon.
Okay.
Hey, good call, Chris, too, man.
You see what I'm saying? Now, and then you got Carnival Cruise Lines, you got Alibaba. And what we can do is we can go through a couple of examples of these on the chart to kind of help you guys kind of, put the correlation together on what on what kind of stocks to choose. Oh, guess what else you got? Pepsi, right?
Oh, yeah, Pep.
Okay. So I'm patting myself on the back on that one. I mentioned it in the Discord too. I was like, all right, I said sometime between Wednesday and Thursday or Thursday and Friday or something like that, it was gonna run. And it did. And that was based off of information that I got here. Also,
Hey D.
yep,
Hey, so is this screener, is this giving you the indication that it's already happened or that it's about to happen?
it's about to happen.
Ah,
Now
okay.
remember, this is gonna be on a daily time frame, right? So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna show you an example. So y'all pick any of the ones that y'all recognize, and I'll bring the chart. Huh?
We'll give you Alibaba.
Okay.
I think we traded that before, too.
Yeah. So we're gonna do that one, right? So I'm gonna actually bring up the chart here, um my own chart, just because I'm familiar with it. So I'm gonna bring it on the screen in a minute. All right. So we see
That
Alibaba,
joint
right?
ready to go too, man. That thing is at a crucial demand zone.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And I'm looking at yeah. You'll see when I bring it up, and you could, like you said, you can see it right there too. So let me bring this over. All right. Okay. Okay. Y'all can see that, right?
Yep.
All right. And this is on an hourly time frame. What you see right here at the end.
Is that a flag?
Yeah, it's definitely bullish.
Yeah, that's a flag. Or is it a pennant?
It's
The
pennant.
pennant.
Pennant, yeah.
When you draw the lines, it's easy to see.
Yeah. So check it, right?
I don't know. He had it. I don't know. It might be downstairs.
All right. So you got that, and we're gonna let me get that out of the way. All right. So I'm gonna go to the daily time frame because everything that we're talking about is based off of what you see on the daily, right? Okay. So you've got all right. All right, down here at the very, very bottom, you have a, okay, you got your,
Gotta wait till she comes out the bathroom.
sorry.
Here, come here.
All right, so you got your MACD. So at the bottom, and normally when you put your indicators, you show up at the very, very bottom. You can, there's also a way to kind of overlap this on your chart, but I like it kind of out of the way. Okay, so you have down here, you have your buy and sell signal. And for y'all that are familiar with this, y'all know what this means. So on this chart, your blue is your buy signal, and your orange is your sell. So anytime that your blue is crossing above, that means that that this is getting ready to go into a bullish run up.
I changed mine to green.
Okay. Yeah, I
Yeah,
mean,
that helped me out.
yeah, and it's whatever works best for you.
Yeah.
So, all right. So you looking at this, and usually if you go on to like Chat GPT and say you put this information in and you ask what the and I'll tell you why I'm bringing this up. So, and you go in and you ask for technical indicators, whether it's an uptrend, downtrend, bullish, bearish, whatever, it's going to tell you that this is bearish. And part of the reason is because if you look at your MACD signal, this is down in the negative. And typically when you see a MACD signal that's down in the negative, that's an indication of a bearish trend, right? But obviously looking at, and this is why you want to kind of use the things that you know and understand to your advantage. So if you look at the chart, ain't nothing bullish, ain't nothing bearish about this, not about, what you're using it for. Look at that. What's bearish about that?
That volume too.
Right. So understanding that, you use the information that you find from that screener, and then you transfer it over to the things that you already understand, which is the chart, right? So knowing that, you use that information, look at the chart, look at where we're at, look at your support and resistance level, and then you make your trade based off of the information that you have. So in this case, right, this thing has not even started to take off the way it's supposed that it's going to take off. All right. So you look down here. Let me try to blow this up a little bit. See if I can stretch this out a bit. All right. So now it's at the point where it's just starting to curl up over the sell signal. All right. So all week it's been trading underneath, and it broke out yesterday. This is only the first part of this breakout. So what you want to see on this is a breakout above 85.60. And that's going to probably take you up here to somewhere like 88.90 next week.
Dang.
You see what I'm saying?
Man.
So you got your cheat sheet right here. And check this out. Remember we talked about order blocks, right? Okay. These are order blocks. This is from the daily time frame. This broke out from what? The bottom of this order block. So this is what, Monday? This is Monday, Tuesday,
Wow.
Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Consolidated all up in this zone, broke out Friday. This is only, so what's going to essentially happen on Monday is this is the continuation from this same move. That's it. So there you go. That's one right there. All right. So you got that. Chris talked about Verizon, right? And we saw that on the list. Same thing. Look at what you got.
Wow. Dang.
Same deal, right?
Right up out of that zone.
Uh-huh. So now you just need a breakout here
Like the same
above
chart for
39.
real.
And this, and I know this is a big zone because I've traded this a lot of times right in here. In fact, there was one day that we traded this. I don't know if y'all were on. I know my daughter was on here and we traded and she got like 600%. Yeah, but she only had like $27 in
But
it.
those are account flippers, man.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah, they are.
Good lord.
Yeah. So she yeah, so then that was right in this zone right here. And you can see what happened when this was down here. This thing, I think it was no, it was after this breakup. So it was like here. And this was around the same time. And we traded this up here.
That's a massive double top though.
Yeah. So yeah, I don't know what the deal's been with Verizon. Like once it kind of gets up here to like this 43, 44 area, yeah, it's been garbage. But like, yeah, down here, anywhere between like 39 and like 41, 42 has been money on both sides.
So let me ask you this. So like for a
Yeah.
game plan on like attacking these, so like if we're using that screener and it's giving us daily MACD bullish crossovers,
Right?
so like, you know, we're looking at it today. Come Monday,
Uh,
we get into a trade.
mhm.
Like what I guess I'm like what would keep you in the trade?
Price
Be
action.
price okay.
Okay. So you're at that point, okay. So at that point, you already know what? You already know that the histogram's moving up, right? Down here, it's starting to move up.
Hold on,
You already know.
before you go any further, I'm this is what I
Yeah.
was trying to ask as well. Like, so
Okay.
what would keep you in the trade because you found this on the daily time frame? Like, what time frame below would you like not consider? Because if this setup is from a daily time frame, would I not want to go past like the 4 hour or the 1 hour? Like, because I feel like the lower you go, it's gonna fake you out. Like the price action is gonna fake you out.
Absolutely.
Well,
Yep.
yeah. So okay. So understanding that, right? This would let me know right off the bat that this is one of them trades. You know how we talk about getting into trades where you could literally get in and walk away?
Mm-hmm.
That's the kind of mindset that you would have in this because you know that all right, if I'm looking at this early enough, and that's why we're looking at this on a Saturday, even though the market's not open on Monday, we're looking at this on a Saturday so that you kind of have an idea of all right, I know that come Tuesday, I already know that this thing is getting ready to cross over. I know that there's volume. I'm giving you two confluences right there. Is already, and then at that point, you just got to determine the level. So now look at your level, look left, and now you know, okay, hey, the last time this was in this area, this thing made a 8% jump. So I know in order to meet that 8% move, I need to go ahead and have 2 weeks worth of time. I can go ahead and wait for a pullback, or I can wait for a breakout and then just go ahead and set my stop loss and let the trade happen. But like, yeah, if you get to the point where you're sitting there and you're like, okay, I'm going down to the 5 minute, yeah, you're gonna get faked out. But if you put in a decent amount of money, if you're comfortable with doing like $100 and you trade with that $100 and you know it's in an area where it's getting to the point where it's gonna break out, shoot, go ahead and set that $100 and go on with your day for
Gotcha.
real. And that's kind of how I'm looking at it. Like, I told you my game plan as far as like kind of cutting back on the amount that I put in. But like
Mm-hmm.
for me, especially going back to work, man, I ain't been back in the office like working in a minute, man. So this is gonna be like, you know, different for me. So like, but actually taking the time to actually trust this stuff.
Gotcha.
Yeah, you know what I mean? So the information is here, the screeners is they're here. And I mean, I'll tell you something. So you taking that coat trade, once y'all talked about it, I went back and I looked at this and I saw it there. I'm like, okay, it's just a matter of time. And
Yeah.
that Vale VALE trade,
Yeah.
that came from here.
Yeah.
So, and that's why I kept saying, I'm like, okay, I said, this is gonna get to $9 before Friday.
Yeah, Rob. It's definitely something different about like I don't know. D got the eye of the tiger, man. Cause like uh the KO trade, like like after breaking it down, like after we traded it, I think we traded it like I think we was trading it like back when we went to Vegas this
Hmm.
past summer. And I
Yeah.
was like, man, I'm never touching it again. But then after he like broke it down and like this time I was like, I mean, feelings are
Hmm.
fickle and the stock market don't care. So if
Hell
Straight
there's
yeah.
up.
money to be made, there's money to be
Yeah.
made. So you know what I'm saying? Like I was just like, yeah, this is crazy because it did exactly what he said it was gonna do.
Hmm.
Exactly what he said it was gonna do.
Yeah. And bro, man, dudes be on here like, oh yeah, I'm gonna charge you $200 a month for my screw that, man.
Yeah.
We ain't doing that. I ain't doing that crap. You know, I'm like, I'm trying to make sure that we all win. Like we got families, man. And like, and Rob, I know you do your thing, with Amanda and stuff, man. So like anything, hell, if y'all can put yourself in position where y'all teaching each other, man, and making it happen and making it work, just kind of based off this stuff, you'll start realizing that, okay, most of these dudes that's like gurus in this thing, man, like I just I really feel like, and ain't no shade, man. How you get your money is how you get your money. But like most of the stuff you can sit here and figure out, like y'all got, a lot of education experience and degrees and all that good stuff, man. Shoot. All you need is 30 minutes. We barely been on here 30 minutes and y'all learn how to spot a breakout.
Yep.
Facts. To your
So
point though, D, she don't I mean her dad pays for the subscription, but
uh-huh.
just from the stuff I talked to her about from Major League, she ain't even really, this is no shade to them guys, like she
Uh-huh.
ain't even really with, Felony and Aristotle and them anymore. She still listens a little bit, but
Yeah.
she's been learning so much just from what I'm learning from you and what we're doing together. Now, granted,
Hmm.
remember, she only does futures though, but even still, it's
Yeah.
still charting.
Yeah, it's all the same. So think about it like this, right? Okay, let's use that example. And she likes futures, right? So let's say at the beginning of the week, let's go back to it real quick. All right, let's say at the beginning of the week, we looked at this and we go back to the same chart, right? And what do we see on here? SPY. You know this coming in, right? Okay, it's got volume. The volume's kicked up, and the volume is probably way higher than the normal average. So you see it on here. So at some point in the week, even though this thing has been down, it's been getting its butt kicked. Okay, well, I saw this on the crossover list. How do you think that would apply to futures? It's the same thing. There's nothing different except you know it's one is futures and one is during the day. So if I know SPY is on here, shoot, okay, let me go ahead and find a support level on futures and just go ahead, drop my money in and keep it moving.
D, is that screener only stocks?
No, I think there's ETFs on here too.
But you
Let me
can't.
look. Hold on, let me look. Let me look. Okay.
So she only does two, ES and NQ.
Right. But what I'm saying is, like, you already got SPY on here. So if you see in SPY, SPY and ES, uh
Essentially, yeah.
they're the same thing. So at that point, all you got to do is find your levels on ES. If you know what the support level is, okay, y'all work that to your advantage, right? You already work with SPY. Okay, hey, look, Amanda, 589 level is the support on SPY. That correlates to blah on ES. Let's find the support there. We're gonna go ahead and put an order in here at support and just ride it up. You just use that to your advantage. Let me see if there's one on here though. Let me see if there's a okay. So yes, they're on here. So you see all these? So these are all so it would be included in here if it was on
Which one would that fall under? Amex,
here.
Nasdaq, NYSE.
Well, it's all included, but that would be I think it would just be under here.
Under NYSE.
Yeah. but they're all included.
Like 75. Jeez.
Mm-hmm.
This
So,
actually can give you an idea of the market itself too.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm, yeah. But like people be on this stuff like, oh man, this stuff hard, man. And dude, it's like if you don't know that this information exists, then yeah, it's gonna be really, really like really, really difficult. And I mean, we've all been there where it's like, okay, you taking L's. Like, I mean, there's days where I still take them, but like most of the time when I have or when I do, it's because of greed. But like, but it ain't for a lack of information. And that's where I want everybody here to kind of be set up as like, okay, if I take an L, it ain't because okay, I didn't know what the heck I was doing, or I didn't know how to go in and how to make an entry on a trade or anything like that. That's where I want this thing to be a little different, where hey, we're getting all the information that we need. We know how to get into trades. We know what information's out there for us to be successful. So
Yeah,
that's
I ain't never lost a trade because I lack information since I've been rocking with y'all. All
yeah,
of my
man.
trades were emotion or just being stupid, not walking away from the market.
Yeah. And that's a big thing, man. Just being able to walk away from this thing, bro. So that's uh so that's what I wanted to show y'all with that. I also there's another one too. All right. This one is one where you can really take advantage of for doing swings. And it's just gap ups. So click on that, do the same thing. And guess what this sucker did on Friday? Intel. Intel was up almost 10%.
Dang, we missed that.
Mm-hmm. So I'll show you.
MSTR. We've traded
Yep.
that before.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I got that in equity, man.
Dang. Oh my goodness. Oh, that just ran away.
Started down there. Mm-hmm. Yep. And see, it had already crossed over.
It's a crazy gap up though.
Yep.
So how would you
So,
play that?
okay. So you can do this a couple ways, right? All right. So the way I look at it, all right, let me pull this up right, Sean. Okay. So you can take your breakout because you already got a pin bar here, right? So you can take your breakout above 21.6. And then you can take that to the next level up, which is 22.2. So that's almost 60-cent move. You can take that up to the next level. Take that joint right there. All right. So on the daily time frame, this thing already got volume. So if it's holding above that, you take it up to the next level, or you let it pull back to 21, and then you bounce it from there. That's
What's
how I
21? What's 21? The bottom of that?
yeah,
The bottom of that pin bar?
yeah,
Okay, okay, I got
right
you.
here.
Okay.
So this is pretty much where the previous reject had the previous pivot. So right here. So
Okay.
which is also a level of support.
Okay.
Right. So you can let that sucker come down here, bounce that up there. But then once it start getting to 21 and you notice that it's starting to get weak, now all you got to do is see what happens when it gets down here to 20.8. If it start falling from there, it's going to go ahead and fill this gap. And whatever happens with that is probably going to happen around here, around earnings time. So if you see it continue to hold up here and it's not really moving, when earnings come, it's going to fill this and it's going to probably take a loss on earnings.
D, can we look
But
at Hood when next?
oh yeah, we're gonna break that. Like we're gonna break that all the way down. Yeah, we're gonna go through that. Now I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna just show you Intel since we're in it. So Intel, it wouldn't surprise me if Intel beats earnings though, because for the last year or two, Intel just been like lagging behind Nvidia and Micron and AMD. Well, not really AMD. AMD down too, but like they've got a Intel's got a lot of government. They're starting to get a lot of government backing behind them too. So I wouldn't be surprised if this thing start kind of shooting back up. That's just one man's opinion, though. So
I trust that opinion though.
yeah, so hey, like I would, I would kind of hold on to that. Do what you will with that, but yeah, I kind of hold on to that. All right, so we got Hood right here, and I'm gonna show y'all why this thing was such a bomb or such a missile on the
Man,
last couple of days. All right, so okay, a lot of your info is gonna come from where these arrows are pointing to. All right, so back in what date is that? Back in early, like the middle of December, you had a breakout right to this level right here, and you started kind of noticing something when that started happening. So this thing, even at the end of the middle of December, it started kind of hovering in this area, and even before that, back in the beginning of December, it started kind of messing around in that area too. So now, obviously, y'all know with trading, everything is about trends, right? So, all right, so you had one touch of resistance here, one touch here, three, four, about five different touches of resistance, not necessarily up here at this point, but like in this general area. So that could kind of give you an indication that, you know what, they're trying to push this price up higher. So, like I said, you got one, two, three, four, five, six different points where this thing went in this area. So once it got over that point where it started breaking resistance, you knew that it was just a matter of time before it was going to take off. So anytime that you start looking at, things like that, when you start noticing like stocks just kind of knocking on the door, knocking on the door, knocking on the door, you don't necessarily have to enter. You just kind of have to take note of that, right? And then you start kind of drawing you start figuring out your angles. Let me go ahead and start drawing this stuff out, right? So if you started here and you started kind of going to this level right here, you would have noticed that you started having this started creating a pattern of sorts. But you got to go down here to kind of recognize what that is. All right, so down Shaw. So anytime you start seeing that too, where you start kind of seeing that strong kind of uptrend, all you got to do is look for the consolidation parts too. So you got consolidation here, right? So you got your breakout. So you got your rally here, you got your consolidation. So it's basically base in here, and then that's your rally. So you know we talked about rally-based rally before, right?
yep.
Yeah,
This on the
that's
daily
all
time
that was.
frame?
Huh?
This the daily time frame?
Yeah,
Dang, this would have been
yeah.
beautiful how we got in at that order block.
Yep. Rally-based rally. You rally. Now you're all it's doing is creating that demand zone, gets its demand, goes here, rejects. But then when it rejected, what did it do? It went right to the 9 and took off from there. So that's where that kind of came in. So once this broke this 43, like 40, what was it, 4630 level, when it got up here, it was just a matter of just kind of waiting. And I sat in this trade on Thursday. I sat in this trade all day. I could have took 28%, and I was like, no, it's gonna move.
And boy, did it move.
And it went.
I
So
was able to catch the reject from last time, 49.87. It rejected. That's how I played it back down. And I could have played it back
mhm.
down to 48, but I just took $10 and bounced.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and sometimes, man, I mean, it's you against you. It's your psychology, it's your, it's your risk management, it's all that stuff against yourself. Like,
But it was easy, D.
it-
Like it
huh?
lost all volume. Like it was,
Mm-hmm.
you could tell it was going, it was dropping back down.
Mm-hmm.
I think the RSI was at 80. Yeah, it was like, Rob, just play it down. Like you already
Mm-hmm.
made the money off of it, and I even bought a week on it, but I just, trying to
Yeah.
be safe.
Yeah. And just play it, like, but that's information, that's good information that you have to be able to make a good decision on your behalf. And sometimes it's like that, man. Sometimes you're gonna be in a situation where you're taking a trade, or you know, and it's like, okay, man, they be talking about upside, 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 but like, dang, I can see the RSI is doing this. I can see that the volume's doing this. Let me go ahead and take this to downside. Dude, that's your prerogative, bro. Like you got to do what makes sense for you. So and that's how I see it. So that's why that was such a big deal to me, as far as trading this one.
Yeah, that was a great
So
trade. A great
yeah,
trade.
appreciate it, my guy.
Because I
And
think
then
about, and we always talk about this. Like I made what essentially 130 with just three contracts. D. We talking three $38 contracts.
mhm.
Had I bought, man, I don't even like thinking about that.
Yeah, because that was an account changer. I put it like that. That one was an account changer. And like I I see Hood, that's gonna be an $80 stock, like probably before the end of the year.
You said that about PLTR, and
Hmm.
man,
It's like still going. My cousin, man, he not on here, but he's been into trading, right? But like he got into trading a little bit before I did, and he got on one of those classes where they just kind of give you the signals, but they don't necessarily tell you like why or nothing like that. So he been hitting me up. He's like, man, he's like, I got some money put to the side. He said, just tell me what to get in. Oh, cool, okay. And he made some money off of that one too. So he's doing pretty decent. And
remember I
that's
told you. Remember I told you the dude I work with, Terrence. He like
yeah.
that. He been asking me. I'm just not. I'm not there yet to be like, man, do this. That's your money. Like
Hmm.
I've asked Terrence to even join the Discord, but he's like, no, man, I just want to give you the money. You make the. Nah, I'm not there yet. Like I'm just
And
not
tell that
there.
man call me, man. Don't call me. Nah. I just, it's weird, man. It's like I just wouldn't feel comfortable, like that. There's a lady at, not at my job, not directly at my job, but like, part of the van pool and stuff. That was like, Dimitri, if I give you, no, I just don't feel comfortable, man. I don't feel comfortable messing with nobody else's
Straight
money
up.
like that. Like I can tell you what I would do, but like I leave it up to you to actually do it. Like you do your due diligence. I'll show you how to do it, and you do your due diligence. And if it makes sense to you, then you rock with it. But like if not, I mean, but at that point, it'll be a you decision.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? So yeah, so that's how I see that. Um, all right. So now this veil, right? So remember, like Wednesday, I think I was telling you, I said I'm gonna put this on here as a placeholder. All right. So part of the reason for that was one, it came from that screeners list. And two, it was like, all right, it's low risk, man. Shoot. I think Chris still on here. I think contract was like $3.
Yeah, I'm on here. Yeah, it was like $3.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
a.
And it went to 250%. Hey,
Man, it's
I'm just
crazy.
saying, like, I'll never sit here and be like, oh man, oh, I didn't like, no, this is just everything that you're seeing right here is what it was. So I went to the screen and saw it there, wrote it down, went back to the chart. That's it. This was on what?
Put that down.
This is on what?
I really been
Thursday.
wanting some eggs lately.
Look at the volume on Thursday.
Jeez.
Yep. And look at the average. The average is the white line. So you talking what?
Insane.
Yeah. So these are things that you pay attention to. And that's why I was like, all right, we're going to get in here. I think we got in here on Wednesday. And no, we didn't get in on Wednesday. Yes, we did. We got on Wednesday. And all we needed to see was this breakout above this 21, which is the yellow line. And Friday, that's what it did. All at that point, all you got to do is be, stay patient. And it didn't take a lot of money. Chris can vouch for that. It didn't take a lot of money to for that to run up. Whatever you had in there, you would have made 2 times.
Wish I would have bought more.
Yeah. So yeah. So my point for every last one that I just showed y'all was all of them came off of a crossover, right? Or a crossover that was about to happen. So all you have to do is take that information, and let's say the market is dropping. All you got to do is find the bearish ones. That's it. Dudes making hundreds of dollars, man. I just, for the life of me, I just can't do it, man. It's just I can't do it. But like I can show you. I just can't take nobody's money for doing that, man. Because it's that easy. All you got to do is get to the info. Like I said, dudes out there, man, they take advantage of that thing, man. I just ain't that guy, man. So, maybe one day, but yeah, not today. Or maybe if you send your third or fourth or fifth cousin, I might charge them. But I ain't charging dudes as close to me. For real, man. I just can't do it. So
What's the deal with this stock though, D? Like this joint used to be crazy. Why is it way down here? What happened with it?
all right, well, let's go see. Not on the chart part, but let's go look up some technical information on it since we're talking about it. All right. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go to Yahoo Finance. All right. So let's see what happened. All right. That's gonna be ugly for Tesla. Let's see what we talking about.
You talking about that EV news?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. But somehow, man, they always end up working that stuff out. They always end up figuring it out, man. The stock just keep going higher. They always end up figuring it out. Okay. So let's see. We're gonna look at the financials on here. All right. So, all right. You've got okay, so I'm gonna go back to the last. All right. They've been losing money. That's really what it comes down to. So you see here in 2020, they were up here in like 39. You gotta add another zero to it. So they were in the billions. So 39 billion 2020. 2021, they're at 54. And then every year after that, they basically went down. So that's part of the reason why the stocks been coming down. So you find a big correlation between a company actually continuing to make money, you know, over time, you know, and what it does on the chart. So like you just pointed out, all right, this thing's been dropping, right? All right, it's been losing money. Go back to the chart. What's this? Let's say 2021. If you go to 2021, I can almost guarantee you that the stock was up. So let's go back. Go back to 2021. Stock was up,
Yep.
right? And it was on an incline. 2021 went up, went up, went up, went up, went up. 2021. Somewhere near the end of 2021, what does it start doing? Start coming down. Tries to go back up, goes down, and then finally it went back down. And this is what, 2023, right? Go back 2023. 2023, they had lost 2 billion. Go back to the chart. 2023. End of 2023, it went down. So all I did was take the information from here, just looked at the financial. I didn't even go no deeper than that. And then it passed the common sense test right there, right? So now check out what you got though. When you look at this, and I'm not saying like, jump into this stock, but I mean, it's low risk. But look at what you got. You sitting right on a level of support here. And where's what happened at that last level of support in 2020?
Man.
So, just kind of take that kind of stuff into account. When
Look at 2022. It went back to that same level and went even higher.
Same level. Yep. History repeats, man. And it's a respected level because look here at the beginning of 2020. Came here, dropped, came back here, took off, came back here, took off, came back here, probably going to take off.
What time frame is this? Daily?
Mm-hmm.
What's it look like on a monthly?
Because
this might be something that you can just like buy a couple and just swing.
you got pin bar.
Yeah, this is a make or break level right here.
And you got pin bar. So now if it closed the month with a pin bar, it's probably going to go up here to 10:30 before it make a pivot at that point. But let's look at how much it would cost per to hold it. So let's see. All right, so it's 897, right? So let's say you took this. Let's say you take this 6 months. That would be
July.
Oh, that's more than 6 months. My bad. Okay. Let's go a year. A $10 call is $78.
Dang.
That's low risk, right?
Big time.
That's low risk. And you can see it on the chart what's happening, right? The last 2 times it went to that same level, it broke out. All you got to do is buy enough time. So if it get to 10, that's a 20% move. Let's say by June it got there. That's 93% for just sitting on something that you paid $78 for. And that's literally a buy it and walk away trade.
This stock D, because it is such low risk and it doesn't have much volume, so it doesn't move much. Would you ever consider this a leap play, or do you do leaps only on bigger entities?
You can do a leap on anything.
Well, no, I know that, but would it be worth it though?
Yeah, because you got to think about it. You're okay within that time frame. You're gonna have, if you do it for a year, you got 4 earnings that's gonna happen, and it's at a point of a level of support. It'd be worth it to me. And if you look at the monthly, yeah, it still hasn't crossed over yet. If you want to wait till the month closed out and see if it start curling on the monthly, it'd be worth it. Because right now, like Chris said, it's at a make or break, right? So say it closed the month, like it just start going down at the end of the month. You know, you don't. It could go to the next level down. But like I would wait if it were me, and it might be me, and I was getting into this trade.
You would wait till the
I
month
would wait,
close.
huh?
You would wait till the month close.
Yeah, I wait till the month close. I wait till the month close, see if it closed with a pin bar. I'd see if the MACD start curling back up, and then I would get in. But like, I mean, to me, it's low risk, man. It's low risk. You paying $78 for a chance of this thing moving $2, and you holding it for a year. You need $78 that bad? I cash app it to you right now. For real. Like, I mean, if you like, and that's how I look at it, man. If you can spare $78 for the chance of this thing moving to $10, and you already see the momentum, so it's low. That's why I say it's low risk. So, and even if you wanted to take a shorter time frame, if you wanted to go
like 6 months.
What's that? June? It ain't 20th of June. All right, 20th of June. Now you closer to the money. Now you get a $9. It's $69, and you closer to the money. So now you get the June. Is the same one? Did I press calculate? My bad. All right. So now, same deal, right? So let's put $10 up here and do the same thing. All right. So I guess the difference is you just don't have enough time. You don't have as much time, but then the contract is cheaper too. But like, I would just, if it were me and it was this cheap, I would just hold it for a year.
I be
And just
watching the leaps y'all be doing. Y'all be making so much money off leaps, and it blows my mind because I'm like, well, wait a minute. I don't know, because leaps ain't supposed to move that much because it is so far out.
Well, no, it depends though, but everything's still based off of momentum, right? So let's go to Palantir. Let's go to, oh no, my bad. Let's go here. This one that I'm sure that a lot of people didn't get into. I got into a leap here, the Soundhound, right?
Oh man.
Yeah. So this one, and I got this one way early, like way, way, way early. I think I bought this thing at like $5. You see where I got the triangle right here?
Mm-hmm.
I bought it here.
You got
So
out when though? Please tell me
I
you got
got
out at
out.
least on that second bar.
I got out like at $10.
Oh, right there.
Yeah,
Dang.
like close to $10. And like everything was just kind of based off the fact that, you know, like it started kind of basing here, right? That's on the monthly, my bad.
Was this equity or was this an actual?
No, I had leaps. I had 5 contracts.
Oh, dang.
Yeah. So yeah, you see right here? That's where I bought it. So it was down, my bad. No, it was down here. My fault. It was down here at $5. So I bought it down here and I rolled it up here to by here before all this crap happened.
Dang, he had another bullish. Oh my goodness.
Mm-hmm. And then it's about to have another one. Look at the level as that. So you see where I got the flag drawn at right here? Look where we
Order
at now.
block. Yep.
So yeah, so it's about to have another. So don't be surprised if you see this was the zone that I drew. So that's not an order block. This one's order block. This one's not. So yeah, so you about to have another one. Because all this was is a break and retest. So it broke here. Now it's retesting that same area. So now all you got to see is this thing get above 1550, and then it's probably gonna go to back to at least to $18, at least. So all you gotta do is buy some time on that one too.
What's more significant, D? Is it if I see a bearish pattern like a bearish pennant or a bearish flag, but it falls to support, what would hold more weight? The support or the
Price
pattern?
action, price action.
Price action. Okay.
Yeah, I think the price action because okay, yeah, it's at that level of support. It's holding there. Now you just got to start watching the price and see if it, if it kind of keeps, whether it keep moving up, moving down. Even if it moves up, look at the volume. Just pay attention to that kind of stuff. So that's how I see it. Like, okay, like here, right? Let's use this for example. So this is your support, in this 1280 range to about 1350 range, right? So then obviously on the daily, you see that you're hitting right here at your at the 9. The green is the 9. Um, so that's why I say for me, I would wait until it breaks out above here. Because now I got confidence that it's going to continue, it should continue moving higher, at least to the next resistance level. Um, so I would at that point I would start keying in on the moving average. I would really start keying in on that because the moving, just as well as I do, the moving average at that point, man, is going to be your deciding factor in what happens next. And here it's I would look at it too, like, okay, it's back here at this moving average that it lost for the last few days. Is back here. So now I would be, yeah, I, for me on this, I would be starting to kind of add in confluences, right? I'd be like, okay, is that a level of support? But it's here at at a crucial point where it can reject from here. I want to see it continue higher. So if I want to see it continue higher, I want to see it break and hold past here, past 1550. If not, if it can't get here, then I'm gonna wait for it to bounce back down to this level of support here. And sometimes you just gotta wait a second, you know, because look what I believe is you got some type of flag that's kind of building here too. And it's right here at that moving that 9. So, oops. So you can see that.
That's why I was asking that question because I did notice that pattern.
Yeah. hmm So yeah. So, look at that kind of thing. I mean, don't be surprised if it came back down. If it start kind of coming out here, it could come right back to the support and then bounce from here. But if not, then it might drop further down, you know, and it could come all the way down to like 9 something. So yeah, I mean, and that's a low risk one too. I like the smaller ones, man, because you can put a lot of contracts on, and all it have to move is a few cents. So,
But the
uh,
answer to my question essentially was just watch for price action if you see
mhm,
those two conflicting things. It could be a bearish pattern, but at support. So that's when I pay attention to price action.
exactly. Yep. So I'm still here. My son just sent me a text. All right. Okay. All right. I'm still here. All right. Any other ones y'all want to look at real quick?
That was the only ones I wanted to see.
How about
Okay.
Snap?
All right. All right. So, okay. and I could understand the interest behind this one. So for those of y'all that don't know, um, TikTok's supposed to be going away, right? And that means that there's going to be opportunity for a lot of these other stocks that's in that whole that space, yeah, in that space to kind of move up from here. So there's another low risk stock. And last week, when the news came out that it was going to be banned, um, they took advantage. So this stock went up, came up here to a support level, and then kind of broke out. But it only did it for one day. Now, if you're of the belief that this TikTok is going away and Snap is going to be next in line to kind of jump in from that, there's a good opportunity here to get in. You can see why. So you can look at the support level here, and it's in a bullish zone, 2 and third touch, right? You could say, all right, I'm gonna go ahead, and it's at the very bottom of that. It's lining, yeah, the volume kind of pulled back a little bit, but then your MACD is crossing down. So I would say if this is one that you want to look into, I would wait between 1080 and like 1050 and see what happens there. Let it pull back to them areas right there and then see what happens, because it could very well come back down all the way to 10, or it could come down to 10, 1060, 1050 and then bounce from here.
I
But I
don't know.
think it really, hmm?
My bad. I don't know how true it is, but they said Trump just gave TikTok like a 90-day extension.
Oh, yeah, because old boy from Shark Tank trying to buy it.
The black dude?
No, Kevin O'Leary.
Oh, Larry.
Yeah. Yeah. So I think that's why the 90-day thing came in. Let me see. And let me just verify it. Because I remember that came across my yeah, that came across my phone this morning. Yeah, I saw that. So yep, sure enough. He's offering 20 billion for TikTok. If that happens, yeah, boohoo for Snap. And yeah, that's gonna be I think that'll doom them. So Snap's best. So I think for Snapchat, I think it's kind of best to kind of wait on what happens with that. But like ideally, if you're just looking at it from a technical perspective, I would wait. I would just wait until it gets down to this area right here, because you already got it's pulling back heavy. So I don't think next week will be the week that this thing is gonna run up. I think it's
Yeah.
gonna pull back first before it start kind of moving, before it
Yeah, it don't
moves.
look like it's ready yet.
Yeah.
It rejected hard.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And
Um,
oh, go ahead.
okay. Oh no, I was just saying when you done looking at this one, can we look at Nike?
Oh, bet. Okay. All right. That's one I really like. All right. Because Nike been getting wrecked, and it's not there yet, but you starting to have you're getting close to having a crossover, and the histogram is starting to kind of fade to the point where it's starting to move back up. So they've been getting wrecked like over the past like 6 7 months. And I don't know, like I know they got a new CEO uh a few months back, but like I like Nike, man. I like Nike a lot, like as a company itself. Like I barely wear anything else. But like they got so much competition with, now with all these other little companies like Crocs and companies like that. They're not the industry leader like that anymore. I mean, then you got a lot of cheaper versions of the same things, man. And, dudes be walking around with hokas on and stuff like that. No offense. Those ugly sneakers. But I like Nikes. I do. And I think they're a good company, man. Like, shoot, I don't have no equity in them no more. But I like them as a company. And if you're somebody that's interested in like buying Nike down here, I don't think it's a bad idea because at some point it's going to get back up here in the 80s. And this trend line that I got right here is like really, really, this trend line is from what, about over a year ago. All right. So I used to have one that was a longer trend line than that. But I mean, you can see it's trending under. And it's had points where it's kind of flashed up, but it's now at this point where it's at this support level. And every time that it's kind of gotten to this support level is bounced up. So how I would take this is like this. All right, let's see what we got. All right. So you got your support here. One, two. You're back here. Um, it's kind of doing a little consolidating. Um, you got your MACD is looks at as well, excuse me. It looks like it's at the point where it's getting ready to cross up, but like it ain't there yet. So I would give it I would give it this week and I would see what happens, with this because it could get here and start curling back down. So I would kind of wait, because it don't have no volume coming in or anything like that. I would wait through this week to kind of see what happens once this kind of starts getting closer to the sell side, and then kind of start making a determination from there. But like it's in an area, obviously it's bounced in the past, but if you compare it to where it was, with the MACD when it was down here before, the buy side had already crossed over, right? So you got that happening here. Last time before that, when it got to that support, it was the same thing. So the only difference now is just the fact that it's at that same support, but the MACD hadn't crossed over yet. So I would just wait. I would wait to see what will happen once it gets here. It could go from here, but like I would just wait on this. And it's still sitting under that. It rejected that 9 on Friday. Not hard, but it rejected it and pushed it back. Especially when you kind of thought, you know what, this was going this is probably going to run from here. This is probably going to be a $2 or $3 move, which all it really needs is that. So, all right. Um, let's see. Let me see what else. All right. Since it's been on here, I've seen this a lot. So let's look at Carnival Cruise Line real quick. All right. Okay. This will be a real good one to get into also. Where we close at on Friday. All right. On Friday, this closed at 25.85. All right. The only thing that I don't like about this is this whole area right here. All this is bearish order blocks. And granted, this thing can kind of cut through all this and get to at least a minimum of 2750. But like I like, I like the fact that this is already crossed over, right? You got the volume that's there, increasing volume. You got this at a level of support. So there ain't really nothing that's stopping this from pushing up at least to this first 2720, 2750 area. Because I think all this will start kind of clearing out. Because like I said, you got the volume here, you got the MACD cross here, and it's above the 9 and the 21. We can go down, we can go to the weekly time frame and see what happened there. Yeah, heck yeah. It's starting to flag. Yeah, there go another one. So you got Carnival that you can legit take next week, and you could swing that and walk away because it got a bullish engulfing, like a huge one. So if you see that on anybody else's watch list, they doing the same exact thing we doing. And that's off a nice level of support too. And it's on a weekly time frame. Yeah, put your mortgage on that one for real. All right. So yeah, but that's pretty much what what I see. The whole premise behind this was, just talking about the MACD indicator and showing the bullish and bearish crossovers and um, how to how to take that information and correlate it with your chart. So
I just want to
y'all,
say
huh?
again, F Disney. I didn't even realize that joint got back up to 118, sitting at 107 now.
Bro, I was just about to say look at Disney on the weekly. I was just about to say
Man,
look at Disney.
I hate that stock, man.
And the Bears by Jamie Slow.
Okay.
Once upon a time, said brother lived.
So y'all excuse my chart, man. I ain't really messed with it. That's why it looked like the way it is. I hadn't messed with it. We was with this like over the summer. And we were like,
Yeah,
oh
I
yeah,
hate this joint.
yes. Yeah, I ain't messed with it since then, man. So let's see. Let me
I wonder
get
how
you.
far we were off though.
We
I
were
mean, it
like
had to be a while, Chris, because those contracts expired in what, August?
yeah,
Think
we
so.
were a couple of weeks off.
Yeah, we wasn't that far off.
Yeah, we were a few weeks off from that. And I think because there was a couple of things that happened with this, right? So there was because this thing had a bullish divergence and everything down where we were at, but it just never ran. It didn't run the way it was supposed to. So it wasn't like it was. I think we probably just got in too early, or just didn't buy enough time in the contract. Like one of the other. But like, if you wanted to take advantage of it now, let's see how we can take advantage of it. All right. So this thing broke out to 118, like Rob said, right? And
Yeah.
it broke, but then now it's back at the same level that it was at like right before it broke out from earnings. So it had a little pullback. Now even even the MACD is at the point where it's getting between that continue to move higher or sell, right? So what you could do here is wait for 105, 106, or heck, even like this 10 103.50 area and let it come back down to here. Or I would like because this is a good area that it could like it could possibly bounce from. So anywhere within here. So if you start kind of seeing it pull back more, it's coming here to 10 like 104. Yeah, it's coming right back to it's coming to 104. And then you kind of decide from there. But yeah,
Is
this
that
is
is where you saying that bounces? Is that like 50% of that big but bullish candle?
mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah. So this is what okay. So that's a 50 like about a 50% retracement from that. So that's why I think this area right here will probably be a bounce area from here. Now the way like Disney's like a moody stock, so even if yeah, man, let's like if it's here, even though it's here, and you would think, you know what, this is a good space that this could kind of take off from here. It'll probably mess around and then it end up down in the 80s or something. So
I
yeah,
hate Disney, man.
seriously, man. Like that's yeah, that's where the frustration comes in for me with with stocks like that. Like if you looking at it just from a technical perspective, like you can look at the chart and you'd be like, all right, well shoot, it came here. What my bad. Well, here it broke out, but before that it rejected, and then before that it bounced. Then before that it rejected. So okay, we said bounce here, right? We said reject here. So it'll probably reject here. Because if you're just looking at it just from that perspective, it's probably going to reject here, and it's going to come down. It's going to come down to this 103 ish level. You could, or you could just play it down to get to the 21, and then sell, and then make your decision from there. But I'm playing the odds, right? Bounce, reject, bounce, reject, bounce. So bounce, so reject. Okay, what I say? Bounce, reject, bounce, reject, bounce, reject.
That joint gonna do the exact opposite.
Right. It's crazy, man. Yeah, every time you think you got this one figured out, man, it's like does whatever it want to do. But like I said, just looking at it from a technical perspective, man, you would think that it'll bounce from here. So, but I would just kind of wait. I'd wait till you got more confluences that line up with this because it's it's giving mixed signals because it's pulling back here. It's at an area here where you would think it would bounce at. Um, yeah, I would just kind of wait. I'd wait till it starts making the next level down because you got an indecision candle here too in the weekly. Now daily, what did it do? It ain't do much yesterday. Closed under the 9 after rejecting that area.
Mm-hmm.
So
Crazy gap up though.
this from earnings. So
Might be
yeah,
trying to
so
close
if
that
any,
gap.
yeah, that's what I was about to say. It might just fill this gap down. Um, and if it get below that, it's going to the 100, under the 100. Yeah, I wouldn't even mess with this to the upside right now.
Really told the witch talked.
Yeah, so yeah, I wouldn't even mess with that to the upside. Oh, while we on here, let's look at what we got for earnings too. You got some yeah, banking took the lead this week. Man, this dude is dope, man. You ever listen to this stuff?
That's the
Yeah, I know
first
who that
Discord I
is.
ever joined. The Wolf Squad.
Oh, Chris Johnson? Yeah,
Yep.
man. Yeah, dude, man, he real like smart as hell, man.
Yeah.
You don't want this, do you? I want it. Can I have this?
Yeah, so I've been following him.
I think that's and then DP follows him too.
Yeah, yeah. He real smart, man.
I wish I would have been paying attention when he was talking about Bitcoin years ago.
Yeah, dude, man. Cause you listen to him on Earn Your Leisure, man. And I think how he kind of spit a lot of that information out, I think it was above their head.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like,
Ooh,
yeah,
Verizon got earnings on Friday.
Friday morning. Yeah, he got that thing figured out, man.
Yeah.
Netflix contracts cost too much though, but that's legit.
But see, okay, so let's talk about it, right? So when you start talking about earnings, right? And I think we kind of hit on this before. So when you got earnings, you've got companies that you got sympathy stocks. So obviously when you got, like Netflix and companies like that are going to be expensive, you got companies that go along with them. So you got to look at other companies that are in the streaming sector, right? So so let's do this. I'm gonna take one of Chris' ideas.
Let's go.
All right, so we're gonna put in. I know we're running in like 3 o'clock. All right, so you got Amazon, you got Disney, you got Apple, you got Paramount. They have a stock. So you could take any of these, right? None of these got earnings this week. So if you want to trade Netflix, you can trade Amazon, you can trade Disney, trade Apple, you can trade Paramount. And they usually make pretty good moves when Disney and Netflix trade too. And they're not expensive at all.
What's Paramount's ticker? I never looked at Paramount, I don't think.
PARA.
Oh, PRA.
Mm-hmm. So you got the
Oh, they only had
last
$10. Yeah.
yeah, they're not that expensive. So you got so now you got some, the remaining parts of your bankers, dudes is on here that live in this neighborhood. You got DR Horton on here, DHI, and yeah, they kind of come and go. Their stuff come and goes. But like the ones that I'm really gonna be interested in, um, I like Verizon. I like what's the other one? There's quite a few in here. That's pretty good. I like Johnson and Johnson. They're good. No Diddy. Um, you got Capital One, United.
Yo, Johnson and Johnson and then saying no Diddy is crazy now.
Seriously, no Diddy, man. No Diddy, no Diddy. And I got American Airlines. I sold a leap on this sucker too. Just sold a leap on that one. Right like at the end of the year. And yeah, but I think this week you starting to kind of see earnings kick back up. I think next week is when you start seeing a lot of like your tech and stuff. You start to see your tech start kicking in here. So but yeah, end of your banking, you got your airlines kind of sprinkled in there. And then you're gonna start seeing, I think healthcare, then tech, or tech, then healthcare, one of the two. One that I would look out for if I were y'all is Eli Lilly. I would look out for that one.
I'm gonna move it to the top right now. Eli Lilly.
Yeah, I would look out for that. They're expensive as heck though, but
They
like
are. I know.
they make yeah, they make some super moves like when it does move though. Shoot, I think in fact I showed y'all. So the last time they had earnings, right? They had earnings back in here. What's that? October. Yep. And they had earnings and they ended up like gapping up within the earnings. And I bought a contract within here and made like some like decent money and like in minutes. And then it ended up crashing back down. I think they had jumped back up to like they went from like 810 to 850. And I got in that, got out right before it started coming back down. But yeah, they make some good moves. And this quarter, they hadn't really progressed much. They hadn't gone up much. So I see this as an opportunity for them to kind of keep, moving back up from here. And I could see them going back to they're at 725. I could see them going back to close to 800 for this next earning because they hadn't really had a whole lot of traction this quarter, and they rarely, kind of play under this like 9-day moving average for long periods of time. Like, look at it on a weekly. You see, they've been getting slammed on the weekly, and even though it's been kind of pulling back, it never really left this structure area, this demand zone right here. So I wouldn't be surprised if when it get to earnings next week. No, week after next. No, 2 weeks from now, 3 weeks from now, something like that. I wouldn't be surprised if this goes back up at least a year, like somewhere in this area, like 800. I wouldn't be surprised at all. I can't see this going much further down than this. Again, just my opinion.
I did put it on my radar though, just
Yeah,
cause.
yeah. Just take a look at that one, and yeah, that's what I see. But like the main ones that I'd be looking at this week is Carnival for sure. I'd look at Carnival. I would look at, and then I would kind of base everything on. Oh my bad. I'd base everything on what I find here. Carnival for sure, and we saw that here already. Wrong one. We saw that here already. Carnival, especially if the market like gaps up, definitely, look at come on, Carnival for sure. Carnival, look at Verizon. The only thing about Verizon is they got earnings on Friday. So that's the only reason I would stay away from. I would look at Marathon uh with uh with Trump starting in office on Tuesday. Your crypto stuff is gonna probably move.
What DJT doing? Is it up?
Oh, you got another stock, man. It ain't just that. It's just Trump. And that thing was 18 cents. Some dude made like 15 million or something like that off of.
Wow.
Yeah, it was another one. It's not this. It was something else. It was connected to something else. Maybe it was this. Hold on. I'm gonna go back to that in a second. I can't remember what the heck that thing was, man. I just read this morning. All right, so we'll look at that. I'll bring that up on the screen while I find the message. All right, so shoo, let me go to the daily time frame. Mm, not much really. Uh, let me look at this message real quick.
It's not really doing that.
All right, so it said, all right, this guy put 1 million into Trump. Oh, immediately after it went public at 18 cents. So this is not like recent. And then now it's worth 150 million. Yeah, it's just old. It's just old information.
I thought it was a regular person. If he had $1 million, that dude already had some bread.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. Oh no, that ain't your regular McDonald's working. So nah. It hadn't done much. You would think like, okay, let's see what happened even during the election. What happened to this thing? Oh yeah, it kicked up during the election that whole week. And they ain't really done nothing since. Now, who's to say what'll happen on Tuesday? Like once the market open, like this thing might shoot up, man. It's just too volatile, man. And then the spreads be so doggone, wide. Spreads be so wide on that it almost ain't even worth it.
Yeah, it's like GME for real, for real.
Yeah. So all right. Let's see. There was one more thing I wanted to show y'all. Oh, Yeah, I wanted to go back. And then that'll be it. All right. So let's take a look at this again. Let's see if we can find anything else on here. All right. Remember IBM?
Yep.
Yeah.
IBM.
IBM. Let's see. I want to find what I'm gonna do. What I'm gonna work on is a way to kind of Airbnb. All right, got that. And um, let's see. Yeah, I want to find a way to go through this and just really focus on the market cap, like the large cap type stocks, because you start. Oh, there's a way to do it. Bet. Okay, that way we kind of get rid of some of this other crap that's in here that ain't really like I ain't never even heard of ASHR. You know, you got a bunch of stuff in here that just kind of fillers to me. So I'll mess with that a little bit and see what I come up with. I wish there was a way to turn this into like an Excel file or something.
I'm sure you
Uh,
can.
yeah. So and kind of put that out there. But yeah, my goal with this is to like on Sundays, like Saturdays or Sundays, just kind of go through this, find stocks within that. So now you create your watch list based off of this. You know, you sort it by volume, find your stocks that you're accustomed to kind of trading, draw your set up your levels based off of that, and then go from there. But at that point, you'll kind of already kind of know what the sentiment is of the market too. So okay, if the market's in a bullish trend, cool. Let me go to the bullish MACD crosses. If it's bearish, all right, I'm going to the bearish. Or then you say, okay, let's look at what sectors are hitting, and you just use that information to your advantage. So, but I'm gonna give y'all time back, man. I've been on here with y'all for shoot almost 2 hours, man. Y'all know I don't mind. I'll be in this thing all day long. But
Yeah, I'm cool with it, man. I love learning this stuff.
yeah, no, I mean, and the thing about it, once you start really, really learning it, it's easier for you to it makes a whole bunch of stuff clearer, man. And the goal is what to start kind of moving away from 9 to 5, man. Like I
Bro,
shoot, I don't mind where I'm working at. I just want to do this more. So
I don't even ride down the street the same anymore. I'll
yeah.
see, bro, I've been paying attention to gas prices.
Hmm.
And I was like, prices still low, prices still low. And I think last week when I tried a CL, and I
Hmm.
realized that it was coming out of that little pocket, and it made a little run, and I looked at the
Hmm.
gas prices, and they slowly started to creep up. I'm like, wow, that's crazy.
Yep.
That is crazy. Just kind of like putting
Yep.
two and two together.
Yeah.
We're
It,
connected. Yep.
Yeah, and it makes a difference, man. And that's the point that I wanna really get people to understand. Like, all right, let's make sense of this, right? So I put a post on Facebook about this, and I was talking about the banking industry, and I ain't trying to sit there and like really bash the banking industry, but it's like you got to kind of get to a point where you start unlearning some of the things that we learned growing up. Like I think and ain't no offense to my mom, man, because it's like she does what she know. She don't know, or she don't know what she don't know. Like, all right, well, we're gonna take this money, we're gonna put it in the bank. Man, that's the biggest crock since Santa Claus, for real. It's like you okay, I gotta take this money, I gotta put it in the bank, and they gonna grow this money for me. No, what they're gonna do is take your money, they're gonna grow it for themselves and give it back to you in the form of a 10% loan. So understanding that, if more people understood that, right? This ain't nothing that's lost on y'all. I know that y'all know, but like if you take that same mindset that the bank has, and you say, okay, I ain't taking my money to you. I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna put my money straight in a brokerage account. I'm gonna put that money in the S&P, let the S&P turn this into 10, 15%. Heck, you already 8% above inflation. You know what I mean? Versus you coming in now, okay, I'm getting 0.01 from the bank. The inflation rate's 3.2. So now I'm already 3.1% down before I even get my paycheck. Come on, man. But but they make you afraid of the stock market. They don't be like banking involves risk. They say what investing involves risk. But banking involves more risk than the stock market do. So that's my rant for the day.
It's getting your family to understand that. That's the hard part.
Yeah, because you gotta unlearn all the stuff that you already learned, man. Like we so accustomed to, okay, this is how it's supposed to go. Like, nah, man. Nah, it's a different way, man. So that's another reason why I'm giving this out for free. Because people don't know. Like I'm just not I ain't in the place of taking advantage of people that ain't there yet. So, you know, God's shown another way. I'm sure he'll work that out. He'll work the payout on the back end. So, but yeah, man, that's what I got for y'all, man. Like I said, Carnival, bro. Carnival.
Appreciate you, D, man. For real, for
Yeah.
real.
Anytime. Carnival, bro. Carnival. Telling you, man. Carnival. Telling you. And all I want is $5 off. Carnival. Telling, telling you, Carnival. Carnival ain't gonna do you wrong this one. Telling
Bet.
you. And Marathon, my bad. Carnival and Marathon. I ain't got much else. Carnival and Marathon for sure.
Word. Appreciate you.
Yeah.
Sir.
Yep. I'm telling you, if I see that anywhere else, y'all know where it came from.
Bet.
So, all right, but that's all I got, man. I'm gonna record this. I gotta find a way to chop this thing up. This is like 2 hours.
Okay.
Appreciate
So,
you, D.
All right, fellas.
all right.
All right,
Anytime,
y'all.
man.
Yeah.
Appreciate y'all, bro.
All
Yep.
right.
I think I stopped it.